Okay, cool. We're live. So, which trailer do we want to watch first? I feel like there's a few that everybody knows of already, and then there's some where I think they're a little less known. We can wait a couple minutes too to let people
I don't know.
hop in.
You got the tabs open. You lead the charge.
Let me see. There was only one that I wasn't sure. It was the one that you mentioned, Alex, the Baldur's Gate. That I didn't know which trailer.
Is that full edition not out yet?
No, that's why I said that, because that was my most anticipated game, but it's basically been pushed back and it's still in early access. And I don't even know if it's actually coming out this year.
I thought the full version was supposed to come out last year.
You can basically play like the entire first act.
Yeah, I knew that.
Which is still, I mean, like 30 whatever hours, but I'm waiting for the full game because I don't want to dump like 100 hours into a game that's not finished.
I heard the companions were lame in this one compared to Baldur's Gate 2, which is why. But again, they've only played Act 1.
There's a lot of companions in Baldur's Gate 2, though.
Yes, I know. I mean, that's true. That's true. But I mean, the ones that you met in Act 1, I have not heard anybody love in Baldur's Gate 3 yet. Like, there's no Minsk, obviously.
It's honestly one of the if you don't know what we're talking about.
Did you play Baldur's Gate 2?
No.
So isometric RPGs in general, though, it's like that's one of the hardest things to get right is all the side characters, because you want them to be interesting, and if they're not, then just kind of
you played
game
2,
is
right,
kind of
You played 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is an excellent game. 2 is
a fantastic
game. Good.
Divinity Original Sin 2 is still my favorite. Of that style game, though.
I stopped in the last act. I'm still sitting in Act 3.
I've played it so many times.
Too many times. I love Red Prince. He's such a
He would be your favorite. The pompous, arrogant,
he
talks with an accent.
He's just funny.
Yeah, he is.
Anyway.
Second only to Waka.
Yeah, we have a running joke that Alan's favorite character is Waka.
Because he plays. I don't like him. I don't like. Yeah, what are we doing, man? And then I also hate Blitzball. His math
awesome.
side quest. It's math, Alex.
Blitzball is great.
I love Blitzball.
I hate Blitzball. I hated it. I fortunately, there were no trophies on PlayStation 2.
Oh, so you didn't have to do it.
If there had been, I would have had to play. Spurgeon, were you on the camera? If otherwise, I would have had to play it more. So I don't like it.
I just always the first time I played it through, I would recruit random people throughout the land, and then when I replayed it in other playthroughs, I'm like, no, I have to keep the Fistade Aurochs the same.
Oh, they're terrible.
Team.
They're like the worst blitzballers in the game.
I know.
Yeah.
No, I took that shit way too seriously. I was like strategy guide, like who's the best by level 50, and just like recruiting the best players and then just dominating because the AI is really bad.
Oh no!
All right, Alex knows. Yeah, that Alex, the Alex that just said not a fan of FX. Okay, we got to move on past Final Fantasy X. This cannot be a Final Fantasy X discussion.
Well, on the topic, our first trailer that we watched before Final Fantasy 16.
Is this the teaser? They haven't released like a new trailer, have they?
I don't think so.
Okay, this is the one where it's just like, hey, look at these generic medieval people doing generically medieval things.
Yeah, so before we watch the trailer, everything I've read about it says this Final Fantasy is supposed to be much darker than all the other ones. Isn't it the first one that's going to be rated M?
I haven't heard that. What it is,
what though?
Is it is the first Square product in forever that I'm going to play that isn't going to be touched by that abominable human that like makes everything so much more complicated than it freaking needs to be. Like whoever botched Final Fantasy Remake and Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy 15.
Wait, Alex, read off that title that you had read off before.
There were two of them. So because
funny.
They keep bringing out the Kingdom Hearts games to like the Switch and reissuing them. So there was it was Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue.
Ridiculous.
And then there's also Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 2.5 Remix.
It's Tetsuya Nomura.
I told you it was
needs to
Nomura.
Stop messing. Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you.
Nomura's a crazy person.
I know, and he needs to stop messing with games. He just needs to stop. Like, Nomura's nowhere near 16.
He's like, this game is perfect. Now, what if I do this? And everyone's like, no.
Yeah. What if we added more belts and leather to their costumes?
Are there more belts in the remake than the original outfits?
I mean, yes, everyone wears belts and leather in the original. It's all very red pill.
Well, Lulu has her dress of belts.
That's also ridiculous.
Lulu's dress is made of belts.
I mean, that's true, but that's ridiculous. Anyway, Nomura, he's not messing with 16, which is why I'm excited.
Okay, well, on that topic then, let me make sure we can share. We can see. Okay. I have to find it. I think, at least 20 different ones for us to potentially
come straight to PC. That would be sweet. Like, not time gated for PS5 would be great.
No, suck it.
Do you even have a PS5, Alan?
I do.
Well, you suck it.
Well, the thing is, the reason you didn't know is because I didn't remind you every time we talked, like some people we know.
I didn't. You guys are so.
Hell, I didn't say anything. I didn't name names at all.
That's a guilty conscience right there.
I know.
No, it's Alan. I know Alan's a troll.
It'd
be like, Alan, if I said, I really, I'm not a fan of people that keep their Christmas stuff up too long. You would know I'm talking about you. It's not hidden well.
Look, that tree is beautiful.
Just turn the camera a little bit. You're not, it doesn't matter. Yes, that's perfect.
Okay. I'll click the trailer. I'm trying to make sure the sound was good, so hopefully you guys can hear it too. And I started them all so that hopefully we don't get the ads.
It's fine. I'm sure we should talk over it mostly anyway, because otherwise you'll get slapped with a bunch of copyright crap.
It's okay. I don't mind if I can't
monetize it.
Yeah, I don't care.
You all know the target. Shiva's dominant.
Oh God, English.
And only the dominant.
I can't.
How do we even know the girl
yeah.
will be among us? Our kind do not question orders; we follow them.
Sergeant, let's summon their icon. Icon? That thing's a bloody mountain.
So are they calling them icons in this one?
There's always something that names.
There's always the what?
Our foe will not relinquish their mother crystal easily.
Oops, sorry.
This will be a bitter fight.
You should not be out of doors. We have discussed this. Come, Joshua. Your father will be expecting us.
It's weird because it's like it looks like a medieval setting, but with like JRPG characters. Like, it doesn't look right.
Yeah.
The chocobos, the white chocobos.
Oh, this is a new trailer. No, no.
Did you not place your sword to our cause?
So I guess it's mostly 15 combat.
No, it does look like he had a little bit more control than doing 15.
Crusaders in the Battle of the Twin Realms, was it not?
Without the blessing of the Mother Crystal, we cannot defend our realm from the spread of the Blight.
My real issue is that I'm tired of playing Final Fantasy games where I don't get to control my party.
You'd probably just turn the trailer down a little. I think I heard what Alan said is that you don't like that you can't control your party.
Yeah.
Do they really mean to invade us?
Rip.
There's your rated M right there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking too.
Phoenix.
Stop this!
Yeah, I haven't seen this trailer.
I haven't either.
Second icon of fire. But that's impossible.
It literally is.
The legacy of the crystals.
It's a long trailer.
It's like 4 minutes.
Shaped our history.
It's weird. It's like half of it looks like God of War. They're fighting like
The other half looks
gigantic
like Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
I'll kill you. If it's the last thing I
What?
do.
Okay. So that was that one.
Am I the only one that misses turn-based?
No, I
you're
missed
not.
it too.
So stupid.
That's why I always go back and I play 10 because I'm like, I go to 12 and I don't love the gambit system. And then
I like 12 system.
The Gambit system at least lets me have some
Programming.
modicum of control over my party members.
That's what I didn't like the most about 15. Like amongst the issue, like it's fine in general, but like the combat really bothers me because it just feels like a hack and slash like Kingdom Hearts game, and then your team is just doing things.
12, if you're going to have it to where I can't control my party members, like in 13 and in 15, the Gambit system, at least that's the best way to do it, because the Gambit system was so in depth. It was as if you were controlling them. You could set every single situation for what they were doing. But this 13's terrible. And
I didn't like 13 either.
Yeah, and then 15 is also terrible.
I couldn't stand Snow in 13 though.
All he does is punch. He's so punchy. He just wants to punch things.
And he really
Someone
wants to be a
earlier,
hero.
someone asked if we like the medieval setting.
Yeah, it's fine. I wish they would show us what this game is about instead of trying to show off the flashy like combat and monsters. Like, I don't care if the story that is linking what we are supposed to be doing is stupid, like in Final Fantasy 15. I don't care. Like, I don't care how cool your combat is. It's not interesting to me. Like, I don't play Final Fantasy for the awesome combat. That's not why anyone plays Final Fantasy.
I want turn-based.
I will say I looked up the storyline in the past and it seemed pretty cool. I'm forgetting what it is, so I'm going to look it up really quick.
I liked Lightning Returns also, Salvos. It was the best of the three.
See, I never even played it past that because I kept getting like 20 hours into Final Fantasy 13 and then quitting.
13.2 and 13.3 are better than the first 13.
Okay.
Both of them. They're different, but they're better.
15, I hated how linear it was.
15's missing an entire act from its storyline.
It's literally not finished.
That is enraging. Like,
the fact that the movie is also a tie-in that's like a prereq to the game is kind of dumb. But
didn't they get some really well-known actors?
I don't know.
I think
Pablo,
they did
the
the
movie?
voices.
I'm disagreeing with Pablo here. Another game where you can't bloody control your party members and crap is happening way too quickly, and magic that can miss in an RPG.
Which one is this?
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh yeah, magic.
Where by the time you freaking cast your freaking fire spell, the enemy is moved.
Yeah, the Final Fantasy 15 movie had Lena Headey, Aaron Paul, Sean Bean.
So Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad, right? Yeah.
And it still wasn't.
Okay, I found it's the story. It's kind of a lot, so I'll just share it. So if anybody wants to read through, I don't know if it'll be enough where you can actually see, like big enough where you can see it, but maybe you can get an idea.
I don't mind the setting, but I always kind of like I feel like a lot of Final Fantasies are always like future sci-fi, but like have a weird like sword and board feel to them anyway.
What is their freaking boner for the freaking crystals?
Did you ever play anything on the Dreamcast or the GameCube? Everything was Crystal Chronicles?
Oh, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles is bad.
Not Dreamcast, sorry, just GameCube. But Nintendo systems, playing all the Crystal Chronicles crap.
My husband is listening to our live show from the car.
Icons. Oh my gosh.
Elden Ring be the game of 2022.
It evokes the Eidolons of Final Fantasy IX. So why not just call them Eidolons? Why do you have to make up? We got to move on past this dumb game.
The way they spelled icon too.
So stupid.
EIKON.
Joshua uses fire to heal wounds. Get out of here.
You're so angry.
The director won't. In the summer, he's going to release more information about it. It's not where he wants it to be, and he doesn't want like leaks of like little drips of information, like with 15. He wants to release like a bunch of info at once. So we're waiting for the summer for that. Moving on.
Yeah, since Elden Ring got
Hey, Dad.
mentioned, I feel like we should watch the trailer for that really quick. Just because we didn't say it right at the beginning. But Michael couldn't make it. If anyone's wondering why Michael isn't here, he's not feeling well. So send him well wishes. Okay, Elden Ring. I think all of us wanted to watch the trailer for that one, right?
Yeah.
I think everyone.
It better be good since Gurm stops writing his books to make video games.
Yeah.
I literally could not care less that Gurm is involved in the lore here. And by lore, it means like, there's a piece of paper somewhere behind a hidden wall
Fine.
that might give you a clue. Be like a Game of Thrones Easter egg. Tyrion died here or something.
Yeah, I kind of think, I don't know how involved he was in it, but I almost think it's more of just his name. Because when I watched the trailer, it looks good.
They put his name all over it.
Yeah, it looks good, but it doesn't look like the best thing I've ever seen.
It's easier Dark Souls. That's all it is. It's Dark Souls. Everyone knows it's Dark Souls. I don't know why it's trying to pretend not to be Dark Souls. It's just easier Dark Souls. No, it's like an opener world Souls game that is more newbie friendly.
Yeah, I just have to. Here we go.
Alan, you're such an elitist.
No, I'm pumped. I'm pumped for Elden Ring. Like that'll be the game that I am playing for freaking ever because my friend won't wait till their walkthroughs out. He's like, we got to play it immediately. I'm like, come on, man. We're gonna be playing it twice as long.
Whatever.
We will talk about Forspoken. I think it looks awesome.
Happened an age ago.
So as soon as
The
it starts,
first thing.
yeah.
But when I recall, I see it true.
Game of Thrones, but for video games.
Even though there is a Game of Thrones video game, right?
Song of Ice and Fire meets Gladiator.
The moon of death was stolen.
Marie, I'm with you on Plague Tale.
And the demigods began to fall,
None of these words mean anything.
starting with Godwyn the Golden.
It's the issue with cinematic trailers.
They don't tell you anything. Oh gosh, if it's an eye thing, I don't want to see it.
Queen Marika was driven to the brink.
Oh gosh.
There's a little bit of an eye thing.
Okay, it's over. I hate eye stuff.
It was just leaking a little bit.
The shattering ensued, a war that wrought only darkness. The Elden Ring was
I think
broken,
he wrote the lore for a lot of
but by
them.
whom? And
So he
why?
created a world for it to be based in. There's like a giant godswood in the middle of that city.
What could the demigods ever hope to win by war?
It's Dark Souls.
Mm-hmm.
But with a horse. Dang, praise the sun! Oh, he's
Conqueror of the stars, General Radar.
I thought he was going to do one of these.
And the blade of Mikkel and Melania the Seventh. These two were the mightiest to remain.
The human-sized person definitely just got cut in half.
I am not going to fast weapons, and we'll be using a big old slow sword or mace.
It's like 4 times the size of you.
100%. I use a slow weapon. I'm not good enough.
There
to
would be
fast.
no victor.
And now it's Naruto.
Bayonetta with the hair.
And so we inhabit a fractured world, awaiting the arrival of the Elden Ring.
These trailers are too long.
It's like half the length of the
Unless,
last
of
one.
course, thou shouldst take the crown.
It's an interesting little hat.
An interesting gigantic hat.
Reading Rainbow, Fable 2 is the best of the Fables. I loved Fable 2.
Fable 1 was good too, though, because it was so like game changing when it came out.
Yeah.
I
Fable
remember how much people were so hyped about your decisions affecting everything.
Fable 2 is great. I love.
I mean, it's one of the few games where you can actually like be evil.
Yeah. I was evil in Fable 2. I was an evil woman, and I had husbands all over the world. True story.
It was really cool though, because like the more evil you got, like you grew horns.
Yeah.
I had I had like deep sunken eyes, like a patch. It was awesome. Like really sallow skin because I was super evil.
It's
I
not
also
like,
had, I also had like a
All
child
Out.
in every town.
Sean would play Fable, and I feel like if you're still listening, husband, I think he couldn't quite commit. So he would sometimes lean bad and then sometimes make good decisions. When we played, did you guys play Wolf Among Us ever?
That was a great game.
So that one's one where your decisions don't really affect anything except
most
for the
Telltale
scene.
games don't.
Right. It just affects that scene in that moment. And there's one part where you can be really mean to that one little kid where he's, I think, like showing you a bug. He wants you to give the bug to Snow. Yeah. And you can be like, that's disgusting. You can be really mean to him. And Sean and I had replayed it being mean, and we could not be mean to the little kid because we're like, oh, it's too sad. Wolf Among Us is great. They were going to make a sequel.
Second one, and now they're never going to because they don't exist.
Yep.
Well, Telltale, I think, went out of business, but then there was a thing after saying they were going to make a sequel, and then the pandemic hit. So I don't know if we're ever going to get it. Okay, I see a few people mentioning Forspoken.
Are we not talk about Elden Ring?
Yeah, we can talk about Elden Ring.
Trailer?
Oh, Sean said, I'm pretty sure I killed everyone in a town.
Elden Ring is going to be, I mean, it's going to be good. It's going to be huge.
Yeah.
I always play Dark Souls or Bloodborne with a walkthrough because I like the exploration. I mean, that's fine. I don't have time. I don't have time for that foolishness. But I do like the Souls games. I just don't like discovering crap on my own. I don't have time. So
yeah. I mean, there is a gameplay preview from like November, but I mean, if you've seen or played any Dark Souls or Souls-like, that's what it is.
Yeah, I've watched some of the previews. I'm hoping there will be some walkthroughs for at least like the first section of the game, which is what they released in beta. Because I love the Souls games, and this one is supposed to be slightly easier.
Yeah.
So that it's more accessible. It's not going to be easy. So all of like the hardcores are just like you can make it as hard as you want, essentially. Like you can make it really hard if you want. But if you don't want, like there are easier paths to victory, which you might like, considering that you don't like running your head against the wall because you don't get the satisfaction of doing that repeatedly.
No, I don't.
Yeah. So you might like this one better, maybe because of the fact that there are multiple paths to
What
victory.
about Sekiro? Was Sekiro harder or easier?
Harder because there is only one build is the problem. You can't change like you don't get to use. There's no heavy mallet weapon.
Yeah.
You've got your 2 swords or whatever. That's it. So that's what I have.
Neo.
Neo is completely different.
I
in a different way.
I played Neo a little bit, and it's similar in that if you die, you have to go all the way back and start from that spot. Yeah, I hate that. I hate that.
Look, I use the save scum, and I don't care. I'm not too proud.
I save scum all the time.
Absolutely, Alex.
I'm F5ing in all my games.
Thank you, Alex.
I wish Michael were here because the last time when we did a video, Alan was talking about the way that he would save it and then save it to outside the game so that if he died, he could just go reload that save.
So I don't have to run all the way back.
Yeah, and Michael was so disappointed in him.
Michael can
games are supposed to be fun. Like you can do all that when you're like 16 and you're trying to be like cool and hardcore, but like I'm to the point now where like if I'm playing, like I would replay Divinity Original Sin 2 and like I would play it on Tactician. I would not play it on honor mode, which literally deletes your save file. Yeah. Like, no.
But
I'm
Alex,
not gonna do
you
that.
have a wife and children also.
Exactly.
You don't have time for that. When you're a teenager, you do. I don't have time.
I'm not gonna play a game for 80 hours and then just delete my save because I died. It's stupid.
It's like your kids. You're like, no,
That's
no,
right, Jimmy.
sweetheart. Daddy
Or if I
has to.
misplay something, I'm like, nope, reload.
I've never played those.
It's so good.
Isometric games are, I mean, they were just. Baldur's Gate 2 is one of the best games.
Isometric games are like my bread and butter.
Yeah.
That and JRPGs.
Because we're saying that Elden Ring is basically just Dark Souls. We don't need to watch it just yet, but when I did my What's New in Fantasy video, I showed Lies of P. Have you seen?
Yeah,
it's Bloodborne.
Yeah.
It looks kind of cool, but I'm like, unless it's like you're saying, Elden Ring looks to be a more accessible Dark Souls. I'm like, I hope this is a more accessible.
I cannot get behind a game where the main character is Pinocchio. Like, I just can't do it.
It's cool though.
I can't take it seriously. I cannot take hardcore emo Pinocchio seriously. I can't do it.
know you can't take any of that kind of
Lies of P. Like everything surrounding it is just, and the game looks awesome, but I cannot get over the fact that it's called Lies of P, and the main character is Hot Topic Pinocchio.
So wait, I have to tell you something. When I was a kid, I would get shirts from Hot Topic, and my dad was convinced I was gothic, and he would tell people like, "Oh, when she was in her gothic phase," and I'm like, "Dad, I was never gothic." Hi, Luna Bear. Sorry for Luna.
Hi, Luna.
She's wanting to give kisses. Anyway, we'll watch the Forspoken trailer. The one that I have here is different from the one that I showed in my video I just mentioned, the What's New in Fantasy. So we'll watch this one. I think that the story looks a little youthful, which is totally fine, but the gameplay looks really fun. Oh my gosh, she's licking me a lot, so if you hear that, I'm sorry. Okay, let me get that one. Have you watched the trailer for it yet? Have you guys?
I have.
For which one?
Forspoken?
I have not. I don't even know what it is.
Oh, okay. It's
more youthful Nier. That's what it is. Like
Nier's already really cool though.
I love Nier. Freaking Grimoire Vice walking
Nier's
around
awesome.
like being a stupid book. I love Nier. This is like
Nier was so cool because of just like how it in the first like hour you're thrown into like 5 different types of games.
Yeah. Oh
It's
yeah,
so
100%.
cool.
Have you played the re-release of Nier? I haven't either. I still want to, because in the re-release is like the Japanese one where you're her brother, not her dad.
Yeah.
Like you were in Nier.
Sorry, I didn't want to play it while you guys are talking.
Sorry.
I'll let you in on a secret, but I'm a pretty big deal.
Nice
Real big
hat.
deal. We are
All the
getting out.
concerns
of
I've
this
heard
city.
about
I promise we'll go somewhere that loves cats.
this game in there. And
No more
like,
fights.
someone actually asked, like, is this the amount of clips that are going to be in this game?
Spies. What the actual fuck?
A lot of bracelets. Or is it one bracelet?
The bracelets are important, Alex.
Whoa, wait, stop!
The bracelets talk, Alex.
Whoa.
Nier Automata is great. I love Nier Automata. Or Automata. I would pronounce it.
Where on earth is this?
That's Nier.
That's it.
Who's there?
And technically not us. Well, not you would call us anyway.
I swear to God, asshole,
Look at
show
your
yourself!
Show myself. I've shown.
Where are you?
Right here, at the end of your arm.
It's even British.
Oh, hello, yes.
Okay, so let me get this straight.
Who's that
I'm
for?
somewhere that's not what I would call Earth.
It
I'm
sounds
seeing
like
freaking dragons, and oh yeah, I'm talking to a cop! Did I just do that?
Wait.
I just moosed it with my freaking mind! Yeah, okay, that is something I do now. I do magic, kill jacked up beasts, I'll probably fly next.
No, you're just being ridiculous.
Oh, that's too far. Good to know there's a line. Our land suffers. You are the only hope we have. Special.
You're the one that's planning on facing off with Sylar. Tanta Sylar is the strongest and most formidable of all the Tantas. You will be doing our land a great service by killing her.
Tried to jump and miss.
Frey! No name for a demon.
I am the one you seek. The one and only Tanta Sylar.
That's clearly not the last boss.
That's also clearly when you save scum.
Yeah.
So the gameplay, I think, looks really fun. I thought I read somewhere, and I don't know how much of a plus this is, but that some of the people involved in Final Fantasy 15 were involved in this.
Oh, it'll be missing the third act of the story.
I don't think the people that were in charge of the story, though. I think the people that were in charge of
combat.
I think because even how she moves around,
it looks very familiar.
That's not the draw that it probably should be, unfortunately.
Well, I think it's not like with Elden Ring, where as soon as you start, it's like George R. R. Martin. They seem to be keeping that.
Because no one will buy it if they say Nomura.
Interesting.
No one will buy
Forspoken on Steam is $70. Is that just going to be a new thing now?
Yeah, games are $70 now.
They're not 60 anymore.
No, that's a new thing that they just decided they were going to move it to 70.
The digital deluxe edition is 95.
Yeah, 70 is going to be normal. So here's my prediction for Forspoken. Forspoken is, as Joe says, Square makes some missteps in recent years. Square has not figured out how to stop making missteps. A while ago, Square Enix stopped learning. It forgot what made its games great and really they care about pushing graphics really hardcore because they think that if the game looks pretty, everyone else is just going to ignore everything else. They have been proving incorrect, but they can't learn. So this is going to be a very, very hyped and expensive game that is going to flop commercially. That is my prediction for it. I think when it's going to come out,
parkour looks sweet though.
It's going to be reviewed mediocre. That's my prediction. If I'm wrong, I'm happy to come on here and be like, you know what? I was wrong about Forspoken.
Except for IGN, that's going to give it a 9.5.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And say it's amazing.
Yeah. Well, IGN isn't IGN owned by SquareSoft? I
mean, IGN just is notorious for giving everything a 9 out of 10. So
yeah. I don't think it's going to be. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be good.
I have a slightly, I'm not saying $70 is cheap. Obviously, it's really expensive, but I will say for how much time you get of entertainment from a video game in comparison to,
assuming it's a long game, sure.
Yeah.
I don't mind paying $70 for a PS5 game. We paid $60 for last generation. Mm-hmm. I don't mind paying, and we paid $50 for the previous generation. And I remember having a Nintendo 64 and paying $80 for a freaking cartridge in 1990s money. So, we still have it better than we had it back in the 90s.
I think that the gameplay, someone else mentioned that the dialogue doesn't look, great, which I think so too.
Honestly, video game storytelling has never been it's very hard to tell a compelling story in video games. They don't usually do it well. And the voice acting, unless you're shelling out for top of the line voice actors.
But Naughty Dog, Last of Us 2, Uncharted, incredible stories through video games. They just.
I thought Ghost had a fantastic story. I think Horizon has a good story. But yeah, I'm with you, Alex. It's not. Obviously, most people don't come to video games for the story. They come to enjoy playing.
BioShock changed how action games told stories.
The ending of BioShock legitimately shocked me when I first played it.
Alex, I was just like, what is happening? What? So good. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
BioShock is the word. I'm like, oh my God.
I'm looking forward to BioShock 4, something fierce. I have heard that BioShock 4 is going to be in Antarctica
Nice.
So that'll be wild.
I mean,
I
for
think-
every game that we can name that's like a great, like acted, well performed, like story, there's probably
So many.
thousands that are terrible.
Yeah. I liked Infinite. I'm in the minority. I thought Infinite.
It's really
story-
fun.
I was shocked at the twist that Infinite took.
It made me roll my eyes, but
I did it. I liked it. I was like, what? I would shout it, but I don't really like spoiling things.
the gameplay is fun though.
Yes.
I think Forspoken is going to do a little better than you think, but I
I
don't
think it'll do well.
I don't think it's going to have the story that, some of our other favorites end up having, but it looks fun. And there's some games nowadays like Immortals Phoenix Rising. I will just find a place to climb up really high so I can jump off of stuff like people do in Breath of the Wild where you just glide. I don't know what
You
it
just
is.
glide
It's so
everywhere.
satisfying.
Hezekiah, what you say about Guardians of the Galaxy, that's what I think Square is trying to do with this. I think Square is trying to be a Marvel movie, like with this thing where it's nothing but like jokes all the time. And again, like the inanimate object companion thing while you're discovering weird powers, they did that in Nier with Grimoire of Ice, who is also British. And it was done better than it is here.
See, wait, how do you like Nier if you don't like the gothic Hot Topic looks, Alan?
I'm not talking about Nier. I'm not talking about Nier Automata. Nier Automata I like it because it's fun and the story was good. I don't love their costumes. Like, why do you have pants on one leg but not the other? 2B? Like, I don't understand that. Also, 9S. What? Yeah, a blindfold is what I'd use if I was trying to avoid being hit. Like, their costumes are stupid, but it's
that's
fun
just
game.
JRPG for you, or not even JRPG, just Japan.
Yeah, I have Spencer. With the 20s or whatever with Elizabeth and like Noir Booker.
Mm-hmm.
What you said about the graphics, strangely, I didn't think that one's cutscene graphics at least looked very good at all. They
No,
look, I mean, they're okay, but they're not, because you were talking about the fact that a lot of Square games rely on their
Visuals.
graphics. And I don't know that one looks like it does, which is it weird to say that gives me hope that the gameplay itself will be better? Like the game itself will be.
Look, no one makes uglier character models than Star Ocean, than Tri-Ace in Star Ocean.
True.
The trailer for Star Ocean 5 or 6 is the ugliest characters I've ever seen. Like, hideous, like hog beasts, some form of proto-human in the future. It's absolutely hideous. I don't know what their problem is. They're like, oh, this will attract people to our game after the last 2 games have been abysmal. Idiots.
So, do you want to watch that Lies of P trailer?
Oh,
Have you guys both seen it?
I haven't.
Oh, okay. Alan,
This doesn't even sound like something that's real, to be honest.
Wait, Alex, Geppetto starts out being like, you must go. Like, Geppetto is like the Gandalf of this. It's a true story.
Let me.
Now, it looks awesome. Like, the game look like the freaking Victorian, the horror, Bloodborne atmosphere.
Yeah.
Is awesome.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, then it's going to be great, Alan.
I just don't know if I'm gonna like the gameplay, but I want to give it a go.
I mean, if it's like Bloodborne and you like Bloodborne.
I don't love Bloodborne though. I love the idea of Bloodborne.
Lies of P. I mean, that is a garbage title, though.
It's not great.
And P is Pinocchio. Stupid.
It's because they didn't want to put Pinocchio in the title.
They made it worse.
Krat.
The Lies of P.
Blossomed into fortune by hands. of
Sounds like
craftsmen.
Kratos.
It's Geppetto.
Boy.
Truly, a beautiful city.
Agreed. Hard
What
agreed.
use is prosperity?
Even
The DLC for that game.
Against the
Fantastic.
doom that is the plague.
They're their own games.
See, that's where I come back to like the price point. So if games start charging $70 and they're an 8-hour game, and then I see The Witcher sitting there,
Right.
and Blood and Wine, and they're dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of hours. Like, I have 700 plus hours in Divinity, and that game was $50. I don't know. Is that Pinocchio?
That's Geppetto.
Is that a
this
Grisha?
graveyard, I must find it.
Oh.
Grisha in here.
Is my fate.
Oh,
It's very good.
I'm waiting for the PS5 patch of Witcher. Alex, this is an IGN trailer. I'm surprised they don't have 9 out of 10 at the bottom already.
The best game of the year, IGN. It's always so. It's a running joke, but it's so true that IGN they'll like review something as like the most mediocre thing, and then it gets an 8.5. It's like, what? It's like, this was certainly a game I played this year. 9 out of 10. What?
Wake up, son.
Is that Geppetto's voice?
Yes.
Why does he sound like that?
I don't know. Geppettos.
Is his nose gonna grow?
Terrible name for a game. And a dumb haircut. Look at that. Just look at that page boy haircut.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
It's a cinematic trailer.
The gameplay trailer looks just like Bloodborne.
Yeah.
If anyone's curious.
I mean, it's kind of the issue though, is like a lot of studios do, the cinematic trailer, they look cool, everything. It's like, oh, like all the Total War, like if you know what Total War games are, you know what the gameplay is going to look like. So every new trailer that they do and every DLC, they have like a big epic cinematic trailer. I'm like, that looks really cool.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Like, you just made a cool cinematic that has nothing to do
Caesar,
with
we'd be talking about Dragon Age 4 if we were talking about games coming out not this year.
Not ever.
Like Dragon Age 4, they have said, hey, guess what? So the fact that we want everything to be multiplayer, we've changed our mind. We're going to focus on single player story and maybe have it not suck, like Inquisition, which was, oh, I'm sorry.
Because they tried to make Inquisition like a quasi MMO. And
that's because everyone is chasing a freaking hype train instead of just let BioWare do what BioWare does extremely well. And
which
stop
is not Andromeda, not big open world, like soulless games.
Have you read there was a Kotaku like 10-page article about the disaster that was the development process of Andromeda. Like, just leave them alone to make the game they want to make. Like, stop.
Question, because we were talking about the amazing cinematic trailers that end up being for games that are whatever. What is with Chrono Odyssey? Do you know which one that is? It's that, I think, Korean made game.
Oh, you showed that one. We watched that on a stream of yours once. I've never even heard of it other than when you said something.
The trailer looks amazing, and it looks like it has bits of gameplay in the trailer, but I'm like, it's an MMO.
It's definitely not gameplay.
Yeah, and it's confusing because it looks like gameplay. I have it pulled up. Do you mind if we watch that one too?
Got an 8.7 out of 10 on TapTap.
It's probably one of those things where like you can get away with like in-engine game. So like if you go back and watch, because Star Wars did this too. So like KOTOR Online, some of the best cinematic trailers and like Star Wars content that I've seen, but it's for an MMO, and the MMO is not going to look or play like a badass cinematic Star Wars trailer. So it's like,
yeah, it's confusing. I'll show the trailer.
I know what you're talking about though, because parts of this, it's like it's like in game, but it's like really nicely done.
Sorry, it's really loud.
Expected in ways that are not foreseen.
I've tried to look up more about the gameplay.
When all is lost.
I mean, when you look up the name, it says MMO, so
yeah,
right.
Of all they possess.
Sorry, I don't actually care that much about what they're saying because it's just random nonsense.
He's talking like this.
Yeah, all of them. You can play the voiceover from Elden Ring and put it over this.
I was going to say, just do the life of P or whatever it was.
Yeah.
The lies of P.
Lies. I always want to say life. But it looks incredible. And I'm upset if it's not going to be like this at all.
No.
It won't be.
If
it's actually an MMO, there's no way because it wouldn't run.
Yeah. There's no way.
Yeah, I don't understand it. And I feel like it's false advertising. It upsets me.
I mean,
every video game trailer is false advertising.
Yeah. Like, look at Assassin's Creed. Look at what was the Viking one?
Valhalla.
Yeah. Like, their cinematic trailers are what they're meant to make the game look cool and badass. But it's.
I mean, I love the Witcher cinematic ones because one, Witcher is a fantastic game.
Look,
and it's like telling a part of the story that you get in the game, kind of.
The only reason my friend and I picked up Witcher 2 was because of that freaking trailer, which is the opening of the game where Lether, is that his name? Whatever the little hunchback like bald assassin where he kills. Yeah. Where he throws the freeze bomb on the ship and like beheads the king. That opening cinematic is freaking awesome. And it sold it. And that was part of the game. Like it's part of the story.
So this part of this trailer is the part that I'm like, that looks like gameplay. Right?
That's definitely not gameplay.
It looks like it, but how is this an MMO?
It's not. He's there by himself.
That's what I'm like.
None of this is. But
is there going to be a portion of the game that you like a story that you can play separate?
I don't know.
I don't know.
One, it's a lie because it says it's a gameplay trailer, which is no, it's not.
Yeah.
But also, it's like, and if you've ever played an MMO, to be able to host an MMO, have servers running with potentially millions of people on it, like it's not going to look like that because the closest you're going to get to that is like, what is it? Black Desert. Black Desert looks really good, but it's not a good game. But
still an MMO.
Ghost is fantastic. Just to add to that,
Ghost of Tsushima is good.
I love Gwent.
Thank you, Calidus. I also love Gwent.
So fun.
Spies for the win.
Gwent is awesome.
Who is it that doesn't like it?
We talked to somebody about it. Hell, I forget who it was.
I love it.
Oh, it's Michael. Michael hates everything.
Of course.
He doesn't like Gwent?
If you like a dumbed down version of Gwent, play Thronebreaker, because then you get a Witcher RPG, and then you play Gwent for all the combat.
Yeah.
Sean is here. He just got home.
What up, Sean?
Should we finally watch the Horizon trailer?
Yeah.
So the one that I have is the one that came out like a day ago, because I haven't watched that one yet. The cinematic story trailer.
I hope that they're going to use another one of the gods because it was who was the main? Was it Hades? Was it the Hades system in the main game? And it was Hephaestus in the DLC in
the Frozen Wilds.
So I know it was the Hephaestus system in Frozen Wild. I hope they don't abandon that. I thought the freaking AI after the gods were really freaking cool. My biggest problem with Horizon Zero Dawn is that it comes out a week before Elden Ring, and I do not have time to beat it before Elden Ring.
You could just play the main story.
Yeah, that doesn't. Even that, I wouldn't have enough time. Like
probably like 40 hours.
Well, I know, but I have school, and I won't be able to play that much, which sucks.
Just skip it, nerd.
I have to. If I skip it, they don't give me time off. So if I skip it, I don't get paid.
Just do Zoom classes and just
if only.
I like how Alex is encouraging you to be a terrible teacher.
Yeah.
Look,
just play on one monitor and be like, "You guys got this. You're fine."
If only. That's what my buddy who works for the government does. He attends his meetings with his camera off while playing PS5.
I do that too. And yes, it was Hades in the original.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Whoops. I pressed the wrong thing. Let's see.
I gotta get back to that game. There's so much to do.
The first one?
Mm-hmm.
I think we did basically everything but some of the I forget what they're called, but those caves that you go into.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I hate these parts.
I loved the first one. It was fun, and it had a good story. Like, it wasn't just the combat. The story was really good.
Yeah, and the graphics and the music and the voice acting.
Again, like it's different from Final Fantasy, but I love that like post-apocalyptic, super tech, but you also have like
I'm running out of time.
native like
Elizabeth.
villages and stuff.
The land is dying. People are suffering. Soon.
Didn't you reboot it with Demeter last game?
And the machines meant to help us are out of control. I have to find a way to fix it all.
I thought you
And the answer is somewhere out in the
You thought what?
West.
I thought you rebooted it at the end of the game. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. I played it when it came out.
In the West, war.
Hopefully the lip sync is a little bit better. That was kind of an issue in the first game.
Peace, the exception. The rebel leader, Gala, seeks to slaughter all those who've wronged her. She will kill anyone who gets in her way. They say she answers to a higher power. He supplied her with troops, weapons, even
Hey, it's that guy.
the ability
Lance
to
Henriksen.
control
Yeah.
Machines.
I didn't know Lieutenant Daniels was in this game.
Whatever secrets he has,
Straight from
he's
Baltimore.
keeping to himself.
It's a vault.
The solution I need is broken and scattered.
I hate when they put the likeness of celebrities in games.
Everywhere I look,
Completely shatters immersion.
things are falling apart.
Well, you're not going to pay him to get in the game otherwise.
I mean,
I don't know.
I'd
if I
listen
can
to his
find a way
voice. I just
forward.
don't want to see him.
Like Elizabeth did.
Like playing as Norman Reedus.
Yourself? Ha!
Yeah. And
Nowhere.
Death Stranding.
Oh, be careful and
We're coming with you.
Or GT that never
I
happened.
hope they fix the I hope they make combat better for shooting down the air ones. Shooting the flying machines was such a pain in the original.
I agree with that, Alan.
Like the Thunderbirds were harder than the T-Rexes for the sole reason the T-Rexes were on land.
Yep.
The answers. But beware.
That's the meter, isn't it? I need to read this book. I need to look at this story.
Who seek them.
Ah, so excited.
PlayStation.
Yay. Looks
1
so
month
good.
away.
Sean's here.
Woot.
It looks so good.
Yeah, it does look good. It does look good.
Yeah.
I agree though about how difficult it was to shoot down anything that was flying. There was one area with what are the T-Rex things called in that game?
I forget.
I forget too. But there was one area where you could shoot them from above because they were in this canyon.
Yeah, there's two of them, right? Two of them in the canyon.
Yep. And I would just hope that they would come back and then
Grind for mats.
I don't know, Alex. Can you look up how many hours of gameplay it says there's going to be?
For Forbidden West?
53. Are you just throwing that out there? Or
Yeah. That also doesn't sound correct at all. It's probably like, so if you go to it's howlongtobeat.com, it says so main story is 22. If you completionist it's actually 60. So Sean was pretty close. So there you go, Alan. Alan, 22 and a half hours is all you need.
I'm on that site.
That's less than a day.
Where do you see the?
Oh, that's Horizon Zero Dawn. Hold on.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything for Forbidden West.
So then I lied. What do you want from me?
It's slightly easier, so it's definitely 53.
No.
It's not up yet, so I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
I imagine it will be slightly longer than the first one. That tends to be how these things work because they add more stuff.
Yeah, but so is it? So Frozen Wilds was just an expansion. Is this supposed to be like an official, like complete full sequel?
Yeah, this is.
Then I'm gonna guess it's probably around the same.
Mine is 7 hours.
Yeah, we were talking about turn-based stuff earlier. Oh, so I know Ghost does that too. Horizon does it. I kind of like it.
What? I have
Where you
a
have to
popcorn kernel in my throat.
Oh, no. Where you have to kind of switch weapons and everything very quickly.
I'm only okay with that if time slows down or stops while I'm doing it. If it's real time, that's crap.
Yes, I agree with that. Because in Ghost, it slows down for you. And it's pointless otherwise.
I think everything should be turn-based.
I love turn-based.
I also love turn-based.
Turn-based Horizon Zero Dawn.
With just Aloy.
Everything. Turn-based Mario.
Because it's
Paper Mario.
in the frame, I feel like we have to watch the God of War trailer.
He's just like peeking around the corner.
I know. Earlier, before Alan joined, it was just Alex and I. Before we started, it was just his abs in the background.
I mean, God of War's already out. I mean, it's a re-release for PC.
God of War 2 is coming out. The second
Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Second one. Which actually, like, I understand why they're making it a duology instead of a trilogy like the first three, because the guy's like, it shouldn't take me 15 years to tell this story because it's 5 years between games, unlike 1 year with the first three. But I do not know how they are going to wrap up the story they started in the first game with only one more game. So this leads me to believe that it is going to be a huge narrative letdown in the second game because they're either not their best bet is to just choose a thread and go with it. But if they try to do everything, it's going to be a jumbled mess like Amazing Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 3. They're going to be trying to do too much with too little time.
I never finished the new God of War. I thought it was so great at the beginning. Like that first fight you have was so cool. But then the further along you went, I kind of started to lose interest.
I loved it. But I was like 80% of the way through the game when I was I turned to Christina. I'm like, you don't fight Odin in this game. There's no way you fight Odin in this game. And I didn't realize it. Like, I thought I was going towards Odin the entire time. No, freaking Baldur, who looks like CM Punk from WWE. That's it. I mean, I was disappointed when I got to the boss just because I had been expecting Odin the entire time.
Was Christina even really paying attention, or?
I mean, no, but she sits on the couch while I play things. She definitely heard him say "boy" about 100 times.
I love that. Sean and I would randomly say "boy," but also how he opens chests where he just shatters them was hilarious every time. It made me laugh. Okay.
My wife would never watch me play a game. I think she'd rather do literally anything else.
We only have one living space, so if you're going to sit on the couch, you have no choice.
We enjoy watching each other play games. Depending on he was the Red Dead Redemption one. He played that one. A lot of I was Ghost, I was Witcher. So we take turns watching.
We just talked about how Red Dead Redemption is the best.
Sean loves Red Dead Redemption.
It's the best. Why play anything else when you can play Red Dead Redemption?
Because it's a Western, and Westerns are poopy.
We need more Westerns.
Sean loves Arthur Morgan.
I do love Arthur Morgan.
Anyway, I'm going to play the God of War trailer. Hold on one sec.
I don't really know why we need trailers for these sequels. Like, anyone who liked Horizon Zero Dawn was going to play the sequel. Same thing with God of War.
Let people have fun.
But who is the trailer for?
It's for you.
Just to get hyped.
Time is running out.
I don't need a trailer to be hyped.
Prophecies say Fimbulwinter
Alan
leads
doesn't
Ragnarok.
want people to be employed.
War is coming.
No, I just wish they would spend less time in this trash.
Alan, the entire reason we're doing this live show is pointless. Why are you participating?
Well, some trailers you need for games like this.
I don't want to fight anyone. I just want answers.
And if those answers lead to war with Asgard,
Maybe that's what Mother wanted.
we do not know what Mother wanted.
Right, shut up, kid.
Well, I recognize that dour expression anywhere.
Are you happy that the talking head was not British?
I'm not happy that the freaking lake is frozen over. I hate ice games.
Not of war in these lands.
That doesn't look like ice.
Dead.
Well, the other one was. So I
Well,
guess it's
that
multi-season.
dead man, Odin seemed pretty keen on seeing he wasn't found.
If
I
he's
love
out
the
there,
canoe parts.
we gotta find him.
Come in.
Oh, those dumb dwarves
All
again.
yarns be the happen to him.
We're trying to stop Ragnarok, to help people.
What do you have against dwarves?
What if the only way to do that is
Nothing.
war?
They're scared.
War is not the only way.
Stop thinking like a father for a moment and start thinking like a general.
You seem like a calm and reasonable person. Are you a calm and reasonable person?
Hey, Fat Four!
In moments of crisis, panic does nothing. Harness it. Let it serve you.
Combat in God of War is so fun.
Yeah. In the first game, when he goes and unburies the chains,
Are you coming with us?
You'll get your answers soon enough.
they don't have enough time in this game.
Well, some of them.
There's no way this story doesn't feel rushed. Dang it. Dang it. There's too much to do.
That guy has the best voice.
Yeah, he's awesome.
It's so satisfying. I think that game looks awesome, but I am always amused at those really, really over-the-top moves that don't end up killing the enemy. Like, he's like using his weapons like crazy, and then
I also like the war is not the only way, and then montage of him just destroying everybody.
Sean, he is forced into that to protect his child.
Okay.
He has no choice.
Sure.
That was the point, though, because then they said, like,
Yeah, Baldur shows up at his house and like beats the ever
Yeah.
loving stew out of him. He did try. He did try to stay out of it.
Yep. God,
I think it looks really good. It makes me want to go back and play the other one again.
I agree.
Oh, I was going to say too, Alan, I know you hate ice, but with the New Horizon, I'm a little nervous because I don't feel like all that many games do underwater very well.
Definitely not.
And I'm like, please make the underwater gameplay fun, because that is one of my least favorite parts about Witcher.
Horizon?
Anytime you have to go underwater, I'm
like
so annoyed.
It's really clunky in most games.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Because you have full range of motion. Like you have the y-axis that jacks everything up.
One trailer I wanted to watch. Did either of you see Project Awakening? You seen the trailer for that? I think this one looks really cool. But I feel like nobody's heard of it. Let me make sure I've got the right one.
What's it called? Project Awakening.
What was that, Alan?
I was asking what it was, so I look it up.
Yeah, Project Awakening.
Pinocchio.
Sean,
The
Alan
The
can't.
graphics look nice.
Alan can't take Lies of P seriously because it's Pinocchio.
I cannot.
He can't take it seriously.
Because it's Pinocchio?
Yeah.
I mean, I get that.
It's a terrible
I mean,
game.
what if his nose grows when you lie and they can hit people with their nose?
They're definitely going to have a lie mechanic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they definitely have something where, depending on your actions, it affects. They have an aspect of that in that game.
But can you strike people with your nose?
That I don't know.
Because what if there's an advantage to lying and your nose is really long? You can
And
use it as a
powerful.
weapon.
What if his nose is a sword?
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
thinking the same, or like
Bam.
some kind of like chainsaw type of thing. Because
What if it wasn't a stupid conceit starring Pinocchio? What if they just?
What if
made
he
the
just
same
slowly looks up and goes, "I must not tell a lie," and it's just like,
with his dumb page boy berries and cream hair?
he did look like a page boy.
He hates his haircut.
The era of unending peace is past. It's now time for we wolves of war to awaken. Fix your eyes forward, lest you overlook the
Did we watch this one?
Mhm.
Did I think it looked lame? I feel like I don't know. It looks kind of lame.
I don't think it looks bad. It looks fine.
Oh no, now it looks good. I'm thinking of a different game.
So many of these games are starting to look the same to me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So this is an open world action RPG, but it's got it has to have something to distinguish it.
So it's going to be Monster Hunter.
Yeah, it says it has influences from Monster Hunter and Dragon's Dogma. I liked Monster Hunter.
Yeah, it's a great game.
I only played Worlds because I didn't have the other systems to play them on.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Patrick Dempsey?
It's just like generic white man.
Dr. McSteamy goes medieval? No, that's David Boreanaz.
Oh, kind of cool.
Yeah.
So,
exactly. But
I'm with you guys. It kind of just it looks cool, but it looks like here's another sword and sorcery thing. And what I'm saying is, we could be having is here's another Western. You could just have just so many Westerns to choose from, and it'd be amazing. I'd be all for
I
it.
will say the only thing I don't get about that game so far is the title. Project Awakening to me seems like some kind of sci-fi.
That also it sounds like a
dystopian title.
code name. It doesn't even.
Yeah.
It's not like a working title for like what you're working on.
Yeah, agreed.
So, okay, if we want to see a game that doesn't look like other games, I have the perfect one. Let me find it.
What did the studio make? Psy Games? I don't even know.
The colors of that game remind me of Shadow of the Colossus. Did you guys play that one ever?
That's true.
Yeah.
Except for Crisper. That one was very hazy.
Psy Games made Zone of the Enders. I love that game. No one knows Zone of the Enders from PlayStation.
I do. Robot game, PlayStation 2. I played the first one, not the second one.
This game looks like so weird.
This is what I'm
What's it
excited.
called?
Sean is so excited for this.
Even though it's not a Western.
Oh, is it like Limbo or like one of those games? Or not Limbo. The,
Little Devil Inside is the name of it.
more underwater. Let's go. What is happening?
I know. Just wait. It gets weirder.
Was he surfing a penguin in the desert?
He was.
What am I watching?
I know.
What?
Meat.
His butler like grocery shopping while he's out adventuring? Nice.
It's so weird. Yeah, you do.
It's very interesting.
I know.
That's gonna go well.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, you wanted something that doesn't look like everything else. There you go.
What am I?
Alan looks concerned.
I don't know what this is.
I kind of am really
It looks
excited
really
about
cool.
it. Yeah, I love the trailer too. I mean, they know that their thing is strange, and the music and everything, the way they put it together. I don't know what it is.
I feel like it's one of those games that like looks super cool, but I'm never gonna play.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
we'll definitely play it because we're very excited about it. We'll let you know if it's good, if it's worth playing.
Sounds good.
Also, somebody was asking about Nintendo games earlier, and there's on Michael's Press X channel.
Yeah, Michael's the Nintendo guy.
Yeah, and we chatted a lot about Metroid. Ori is great.
Ori's
Great one.
fantastic.
Yeah. And Sean's pretty big Zelda fan.
He likes Zelda.
Mario. He likes Mario a lot. One thing somebody mentioned earlier that they worked on Wonderlands. And I've not watched the trailer for Wonderlands, but that sounds pretty cool. So I wanted to look at that trailer really quick. Let's see.
I don't know that one either.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool though that they worked on it. I don't know which trailer to watch. We'll do this.
This is the D&D Borderlands thing.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Borderlands.
I was about to say it looks like Borderlands.
It's Borderlands, but it's a character from Borderlands playing D&D, and so it's it's Borderlands.
Okay.
It's a Borderlands spinoff.
Sorry, there's an ad.
Ugh.
Ugh. Hopefully it's just one. Okay, yeah, it was just one. Zelda as a Western.
There we go.
Link.
What a great reference.
Well, Sean, if you love Westerns, watch Brian Lee Durfee's channel because he has a gigantic Westerns collection and reads all of them.
All right.
He's a fantasy author too, and his books are awesome, but he loves Westerns and he buys literally all of them, and half of his reviews are Westerns, and I'm just like, what is this?
This is Vanessa is the one who worked on it.
Oh,
Nice.
that's awesome. That's
So-
really cool.
Very cool.
What did you do for it?
Yeah, I know you mentioned way earlier, if you don't mind saying again.
So it's a
This-
Clash trailer.
I'm so glad that Zelda and Blood Meridian are in the same.
I was gonna say, this is-
that's like the best thing I've
It's
ever
like
seen.
you've been watching Sean for years
Yeah,
and
that's
found
amazing.
the perfect way to describe
spoke directly to his soul.
things that he likes.
Oh, level design, very cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think we tried Borderlands and we were like, I don't know what to do.
We did. We tried it
It's really fun.
for like, I don't know, 30 minutes.
Borderlands is fun co-op. It is not fun online co-op.
Oh, I think that's what we tried, isn't it?
I thought we just played a.
Did we just try
split
co-op?
screen.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's so cool.
Be chaotic, great. That's a good tagline. Get all those D&D nerds.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, Vanessa.
Super cool. Yeah, I mean, Borderlands is just a lot of dumb fun and way over the top, like ridiculous.
I really
crap.
like the Telltale Borderlands game, the Tales from the Borderlands one, where you know
One of the
Handsome
better
Jack-
ones.
Do what?
I said it was one of the better ones that they made.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Telltale started out really, really strong, and then they were like, make everything.
Yeah.
And then they kind of got watered down because they did like Game of Thrones and Guardians and all kinds of crap.
Yeah, Vanessa, the reveal trailer is the one that I had seen.
Oh, I see. Okay. Alex, we haven't been able to get to, I feel like, a lot of the ones that you mentioned.
What did I mention? I don't even
Let's see.
remember.
You had Total War Warhammer 3. Do you want to watch that one?
Sure.
Okay.
It's going to be a cinematic trailer, so.
That's okay. They're still cool. Let's see. Here it is.
Is Starfield actually coming out this year? I don't even know anymore. It's supposed to.
Bethesda. It's not coming out.
Princeton.
If you have ever played or followed Warhammer in any way, Total War is super awesome.
The gods themselves court me to bear their mark.
Every single ancient battle is reenacted in Total War.
Revel in this coming slaughter.
Product placement. Chick-fil-A pay for that spot.
I am a puppet no longer.
You never played a Total War game.
God Slayer.
You play it for gigantic battles, and that's why it's awesome. It's basically Total War. So if you ever played Warhammer or tabletop games, you take that to a Total War game, and you have like a tabletop map essentially, and then you get into gigantic, like multiple thousands of units fighting each other.
Yeah,
and it's super cool.
Do you remember that game? Oh my gosh, I don't remember the title of it, but it was kind of a strategy war game where you had to assign whatever, we either do this tactic or this tactic. And I think it was an Asian setting. I'm not going to remember. What?
Shogun?
Sorry, I think you guys both said something at the same
Shogun?
time.
Is it Shogun?
I don't think so. It looked like it looked kind of like those Dynasty Wars.
Romance of the Three Kingdoms?
It might have been Dynasty Warriors.
It was a long time ago, and I think the one I played was the first one. So I don't actually know if it was or not, because they eventually came with so many of the Dynasty Wars one. But I remember having a good time with it. Like, you could decide if you wanted to dig out a pit that all the enemies would fall into if they came that way, or you could have.
That's probably Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
Okay.
Is what I think.
Let me look it up.
Real quick, shout out to Seth. You mentioned the Trails of games earlier. That's one that I'm looking forward to, is the localization of Trails of Azure. Finally, we get one of the Crossbell games. But that's literally just me. Like, I'm the only one.
I have it pulled up so we can watch. Also, you might be right. Yeah, the trailer. That might be the game I was talking about, Alan.
Yeah, there were a ton of Romance of Three. The first one came out on Nintendo, so there's been a ton of romance games.
Hoping to have this go up, if not here, at least for patrons, but I'm not sure yet. Sorry, let me pull up that one that you just mentioned, Alan.
Which one?
Just it's a weeb game, as Michael called it. Like, Michael hates JRPGs. So anytime we talk about anything, Michael's like, "Oh, is that a weeb game?" I'm like, "Yeah."
I love JRPGs.
Okay. Hopefully this is the right trailer. Whoops.
This I hate.
Wait, is this one we saw an ad for in GameStop?
Oh yeah, I think so.
It's finally localized. It's been out in Japan for 6 years. Oh, that's the sequel. Trails from Zero is the first one. Then that's the one that's coming out this year.
Oh, okay.
There's an English trailer for Trails from Zero. Can you look it up?
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Because Trails from Zero is localized this year. Trails from Azure is going to be next year.
Okay. Alex hates it, apparently.
Yeah, Joe. I played Cold Steel 1 and 2, and I played of the Sky 1. I'm on Sky 2, and then I'll play Sky 3 just in time, hopefully, for Zero.
All right, let's see. I think I found the one. Trails from Zero.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an odd title.
They all have odd titles.
Oh, I turned the volume off, I think, while you were talking because I didn't want it to. Is this the one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Crossbell.
City of Sin. It's like Las Vegas.
Yes, Lord Banning.
Nakazawa. Randy Orlando.
It looks kind of like a Game Boy game.
They originally came out on the PSP and the Vita.
Okay, that makes sense.
The storylines are great. Like the writing in these games is excellent, and it has really good localization. And the voice actors are also really good, which is incredibly rare for a JRPG.
Do you not play it in Japanese though?
No, I don't. I don't play video games with Japanese voices most of the time, just because I don't really know why. I watch anime with Japanese voices, just not video games.
Is
I
it just
can't
like
watch
replaying the
anime
same trailer
with
again?
a dub.
Do what?
I can't watch anime with a dub. I have to watch Japanese.
Yeah, I watch subbed anime, but for some reason, my JRPGs I use the English voice track, which often leaves me feeling sad.
So,
It's
Alan,
called Trails from Zero. Legend of Heroes: Trails from Zero. Ashley.
and then another one that I had been interested in as well. Is it which one is it?
You've all watched Advent Children before, right?
Advent Children's terrible.
Yeah.
Did you watch it in Japanese?
I've watched both.
Because it makes it better.
Oh,
The music is so good. That's the best part. The one fight in the forest, that music.
I need to know how Final Fantasy VII got so popular. I've never understood it. Never understood that. That's what they throw their weight behind.
I love Final Fantasy VII, so
Let's
it's
see.
great.
Oh, look at the ugly people in this. Look how ugly they are. Seriously, look at how ugly this guy
Star
is.
Ocean? Yeah, Star Ocean.
Star Ocean 5 was a travesty. I always finish RPGs. I DNF Star Ocean 5.
Pan-Galactic
That's how
Federation
bad it
battleship, the Astoria.
Oh, this is the one that Sean thinks is underwhelming.
There's no time.
Look how
No, that's because it's Star Ocean.
All crew members, get to
Oh my gosh, doesn't even look like a person.
Oh, I hate that pitch. My takeaway from this trailer was I'd play that. But Sean was like, it looks like other RPGs.
Star Ocean Star Ocean 3 has an incredible story with an amazing twist halfway through and was actually really long. And then Star Ocean 4 sucked. And Star Ocean 5 sucked so hard, it made Star Ocean 4 look excellent by comparison.
What was the one that came out for the 360?
That was 4. That was Last Hope.
I think that was the last one that I played.
It was not great. But Integrity and Faithlessness, number 5, awful game.
Did you ever play Lost Odyssey?
Lost Odyssey, those freaking little novellas inside the memories inside the game, absolutely fantastic.
I think that the reason the characters look strange, although I like the whole they look like melted Barbie dolls and G.I. Joes, it's because they have adult bodies but with child faces.
Yeah. Well, really, they all look fine except for that main guy with his horrible freaking David Bowie hair from Labyrinth and his dumb looking like scrunched up hit with a trash can lid face. Everyone else looks fine.
I guess what I don't understand about it is like, it's like, oh, it's space. It's not like magic and stuff. Then they have a dragon like 2 seconds later. Like,
The
never
whole point of
mind.
the Star Ocean world is that there are Federation laws. Like, there are planets that you have to leave alone. You're not supposed to go to or bring technology to because of their current tech level. And what keeps happening is they keep crashing on these planets, you know, that you're not supposed to bring the tech to. So it's all kind of in the same, it's in the same world. So not every planet is as technologically advanced as, you know, the people in space. So it's a mixture of space and fantasy. That's its whole shtick. Except that 5, I can't even remember being in space in 5, and it was bad, and the story sucked, and it literally made you walk whenever there was an event nearby. So you're running around the town, and then all of a sudden you slow to a crawl, and it takes you 40 seconds to get across the map when it should
I
take
hate
you
forced
5.
walking in games.
Oh,
Is there a cowboy world? Do you drop future tech on it?
There's not. If you want a cowboy RPG, Wild Arms 1, 2, and 3 are phenomenal, and they are Western, all 3 of them.
They're kind of old though.
Well, Wild Arms 3, at least Wild Arms 3 is PS2, and it has great music. It's got like whistly cowboy music. Fantastic games.
It's still like 20 years ago.
I mean, yes, but I mean, Wild Arms 1 was for the PlayStation 1.
Uh-huh.
So,
Oh.
Going way back for that.
Do some Google image search for Wild Arms 3 and just show Sean.
Yeah,
Okay, hold on.
It's on the, you can get it on the PlayStation.
There's a lot of tassels and double barrel shotguns.
Oh, seriously, the game starts with a train robbery.
That's pretty old.
God, Wild Arms.
I loved Wild Arms.
She's got an interesting dress.
I want Legend of Dragoon to get a remake.
Everyone. I don't.
Yes.
Guys, the problem is that Sony hates its customers. This is what you have to understand. Sony hates gamers. So if you want something, like everyone was getting really excited. And Sony saw that everyone was getting so excited because there was a leak, some kind of hardware thing that was going to show.
The tech demo?
No,
my God.
It was proving that they were going to bring backwards compatibility, like digital backwards compatibility system. Rather than riding that hype train, they came out and said, that's not what it is. It was a bug. Stop thinking we're going to have something that you like. Stop it. It was a bug. Like, that's what Sony does. They don't want you to be excited about anything. And so everyone says, hey, why don't y'all remake Dragoon, considering it's a first party property? Y'all made it. Just update it. Everyone wants it. They're like, yeah, but no one likes old games, according to the CEO. Everyone wants the newest, shinier games.
So let's make Final Fantasy VII 5 times. Dude, the tech demo for the intro cinematic to FF7 came out like in 2005.
Yeah.
And then they finally released Remake, which I think is still a very good game. It's just not Final Fantasy VII. Because it's only like an eighth of Final Fantasy VII.
I never thought I would say that I wish it was Final Fantasy VII. I didn't like the first Final Fantasy VII really, but I would rather have played the first Final Fantasy VII than this. I hate the remake.
So would I. But I also like turn-based, and Final Fantasy VII is amazing. And you suck.
I just hated having to breed chocobos until I got the chocobo that could go over mountains and water.
Just don't do it.
My issue with Final Fantasy VII was that it was the first Final Fantasy that made all the characters identical because they no longer had abilities specific. They didn't have abilities specific to them because materia. Correct. Yeah. But in Final Fantasy IV and VI, which came before it, there was a reason you used Kain because of his jump ability. In 6, you used Edgar because of the tools, or Sabin because you wanted to freaking input a Hadouken.
I thought you were saying the characters were the same, and I was about to be like, "Sir,
no.
Barrett is on a land of his own."
No, they just they have the same abilities other than their limit break.
Well, yeah, I mean, because you're materia.
Yeah,
but
that's the main thing I didn't like about 7 was the materia system.
I don't know what this next one is, but Alex requested it. So
what?
Elex?
Oh, Elex, yeah.
Elex?
It's an RPG.
What?
I have never played
it. Oh, it's actually on PS5 too. Okay. The original Elex was pretty janky. It's from like the same studio that kind of made like gothic games, which
This
are pretty
Elex
janky
2?
RPGs.
What happened?
The invaders arrived.
I haven't actually
started
seen this
taking over
trailer
the
though.
world, transforming it.
Something's not right. I feel weak.
You're still badly hurt. It'll be a while before you get all your strength back.
I didn't even realize it was going to be on consoles.
Jeez, it's a lot of just like hacking people.
This is Anthem meets Oblivion meets The Witcher.
Okay, first of all, Anthem came after all this crap, all right?
Yes. And it's terrible. No one liked it. Except one person.
Why no one plays it? Not the best trailer, gotta be honest.
It reminds me a little of Draken. Did any of you guys play
Yeah,
Draken?
a little bit.
That's what it looked like a little bit, but more tech as opposed to a girl and her dragon.
Yeah.
So it's normally on PC?
That's where I've always played it. I guess both of them have actually been on consoles, but I thought it was like a PC only game for a while. Maybe I'm completely wrong.
Alex, did you ever play any of the Suikoden games?
Yeah.
Ayuden Chronicles, that's it's people who worked on the Suikoden games are making a not Suikoden spiritual successor. So they've even got 107 characters, just like Bloody.
I was about to say Suikoden 2 is sweet. Weren't there like 90 something?
They're always 107 because it's based on a Chinese myth of the 107 stars of destiny.
And they die permanently.
Yes, they do. Some of them do.
So, Alan, is this only for Xbox?
No. It should be this is just Xbox trailer. It should be for all the systems when it
Oh,
comes
okay.
out. Like, look at that art style, first of all. It's freaking Suikoden.
Yeah. What was it called?
It's called Ayuden Chronicles, Eiyuden. Wait till they show you. Wait till they show you the battles.
Did you talk about this one when we were chatting with Michael?
Look at this. Look at this. Yes, I did. Freaking Suikoden. Look at this Suikoden crap. I'm so excited. Whoop. This is very weeb.
It also looks like a Switch game, though.
Yeah, it does.
It's on everything, so it's on every console on the planet. But it looks like
my brother kickstarted this and then didn't tell me it was a Kickstarter until after the Kickstarter closed.
So now you're not going to get the
correct
bonuses.
Yeah, or the early access.
Oh, what was the Switch game that came out, like the RPG that everybody like went crazy
Fire Emblem
for?
3 Heroes?
No, it was like kind of like pixel art-ish looking one. What was it called? I own it. I don't know where my Switch is.
Yeah, Seth. One is the one coming out this year is called Rising. That's the that's an action RPG one. That's not the one I'm pumped about. I'm pumped at about 100 Heroes that's coming out next year. That's going to be the Suikoden one.
Octopath Traveler is what I was thinking of. Thank you.
I don't know what that one is.
It's an RPG. You should play it.
I probably need to write out.
Okay.
I have to write a test for tomorrow.
And it is later for you where you're at. That was most of the ones I wanted to watch anyway. I know when you had mentioned Starfield, and then I was going to have Black Myth show you those. Do you want to watch those really quick, Alan? Just a couple minutes?
Sure.
Okay.
We can do it quick.
Yep. And then we'll probably call it for all of us if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I know it's later for you guys. So this one is one that I kind of stumbled on and thought it looked cool. But
Is this where you're a monkey?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Are you Sun Wukong?
Oh, it's Wukong. Yeah.
Dang, you're the Monkey King.
Yeah.
I love Sun Wukong.
It looks really cool, so I hope it ends up being really good.
Isn't it going to be Dark Souls, but you're Wukong?
So do you just fight with a staff then if you're Wukong? Kill with a staff?
It's a dark action role-playing game, but you're Wukong, so yeah, it's going to be...
Yes, the staff.
Yeah. And he's rolling. There you go. The Souls like it. You're a monkey.
Is it a Souls like?
I'm pretty sure it is.
That's cool. Dang.
That's so good.
Damn, some Wukong. Look at that ugly rat.
Giant rat.
What's the release on this?
When?
Yeah.
Next year.
That thing is not nearly decent enough for the way they're acting. Who had a rat? Yeah, 2023. He's literally Felix from Soul Calibur.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Here comes a big boss. Another rat.
Be strong like a bull. Very cool.
Yeah, I thought you would want to see that one.
Yeah, that does look cool. I love Sun Wukong.
Did you want to watch the Starfield one really quick? Or are you guys good?
I've seen the Starfield one.
Okay. I couldn't remember if it was you or Alex.
So it is irrelevant to me.
Oh, okay.
Because Bethesda has decided, well, I guess Microsoft decided because
yeah, because they bought them.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a good one. Oh, sorry, I'm just looking at the comments. I feel like that was a good one to end on. I think it looks great. But you guys said it's probably not till next year, right?
Yeah, that's 2023.
It looks so good though.
Starfield's supposed to come out in November of this year, but we'll see if that gets pushed or not. I haven't actually seen like a lot of like content for it. So
yeah, I think game companies are always hesitant at this point right now because of supply chain stuff, and they don't know for sure. I don't know. It just seems like they're never committing to dates unless it's a couple months before, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, it's coming out soon." But yay, this was fun. We're sad that Michael couldn't join us, but like I said, if anybody jumped in later, he didn't feel well, so send Michael all your good wishes, well wishes. But thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. Thanks, Alex and Alan.
Thank you. This was fun.
Thank you.
It was super fun. Yeah. And if there's more video games announced this year, we'll have to get together and watch the trailers.
Heck yeah.
For sure.
Cool. Yay. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.